everybody. Today I wanted to film something different because I just had an experience that I need to talk about. So last night I tweeted that I was really scared because today I had to go and get my implant removed, and a lot of people were like, wait, implant, what's that? So I thought I'd do a implant frequently asked questions and my experience with the implant, just because I know that when you're a girl trying to get the implant, you don't know much about it, and I thought it would be nice for some people to maybe watch this and then get the information that they want or that they need. So first I'm just going to talk about what the implant is, how it's fitted and everything, what its effects are, and then I'm going to go in and talk about how the experience has been for me. The implant is a birth control measure. I know, sensitive subject. The implant is really, really good. It's one of the safest forms of protection. And I think it is 1 in 10,000 women that get pregnant. Normally it is the safest form of protection, aside from not having sex. The implant is a tiny, tiny, tiny little thing. It is basically not even this big. It is like this big, like 4 centimeters big, and 2-3 millimeters wide. So it's just a little bit rod this size that will be put into your arm. So the implant basically works a way that every single day it releases hormones into the body so that you don't have to remember to take birth control pills. If you are forgetful, this is a very good idea. This is why I got it. And it's just very, very effective because you'll be protected always. Again, still there are some women that do get pregnant, so it's not for certain that this is the only thing that's going to help. It is a good measure, however. When you get the implant fitted, what you do is you go to your, well, it's different from different countries. I got mine in England while I was there. And what I had to do was I had to go down to the clinic and talk with the nurse, and then I booked an appointment, and then I got down there 3 days later and I got the implant fitted. Now what you need to know about the implant is that if you want to get it fitted, you have to wait, you have to have had your period, and then you get it fit, and you're not supposed to have sex before you get it fitted, because if you do get pregnant, it's gonna hurt the baby. If you're in other countries where birth control isn't free, like Denmark, what you do is you talk to your doctor about this, you get a prescription for it, then you go buy the implant at the pharmacy, and then you go back to the doctor and get them to fit it for you. So what happens is you go to the clinic, they give you a local anesthetic in your arm, you place your arm down like this, and they place an anesthetic where first of all, they feel where your muscles are, where the tissue is, and where it should be fitted. They give you a local anesthetic, and then obviously clean the area, everything, and then they use a syringe, a big syringe, don't look at it, to insert the implant. It is a weird feeling. It is probably the weirdest feeling I've ever had. You are completely numb from pain, but you can obviously feel the needle going in and the implant getting shot in. Mine bled quite a lot, but I think it's because they hit some sort of artery or something, not an artery, but a lot of blood vessels or something, but usually it doesn't bleed that much. It does hurt your arm, however, sometimes. You get a lot of pain because your arm is not used to this foreign object being in there, so it has to get used to it, it has to start creating scar tissue. So your arm will hurt for a few days, but that's just what's to be expected. Now you always get the implant in your non-dominant arm, so I'm right-handed, therefore I got it in my left arm. And it is placed right here and between muscles and underneath the skin, so you'll be able to feel it. Now, there is a myth going on that the implant travels. This can happen for some women, that the implant does not stay where it's supposed to be and that it does move around. One of the edges of mine kind of sunk a bit lower because I was an idiot and I was moving it around because I was trying to freak my friends out. But under normal circumstances, the implant does not move. It's not something where you get it in the arm and then the next day it's on your feet. It's nothing like that. There are some cases where it's not so easy to locate them again after you need to get them taken out, but those are the rare cases. Now once you're fitted with the implant is good for 3 years. This is amazing because you don't have to think about anything for 3 years. There are some different, not side effects, but different reactions to the implant and to the hormones in the implant. Now I was one of the lucky ones where I had no pain, no, yeah, you guessed it, you know, no, for 3 years. There are other women that have their periods for 3 years. There are people that have a little bit here and there. So it's very different. It depends on how your body reacts to the hormones that it gets. I have friends that had their period for 6 months completely, some that didn't have, and I haven't had any problems, anything for 3 years. So I've been extremely happy with it. So there's a problem if you buy the implant to get it fitted, because it could not work for you, and then you spend, in Denmark, I know it's around 1,500 kroners, which is about 150 pounds. And that is quite expensive for something you want to get taken out after 6 months. Then you wasted your money, sort of. But I definitely had an amazing experience with it, and I don't think you should be scared of it. Now, as I said, I just got mine removed, I think 6 hours ago. I went to my doctor, said I needed to get it taken out. He tried to locate it, and he said, it's fine, just show up. And what happens is that you get local anesthetic again. Then he cuts a tiny hole on one of the edges of the bar. He marks off where the bar, where it starts and where it stops. And he cuts the line, and he locates where it is under the skin and then pull it out. Usually this is not a problem because there is like a little hole around the implant, so it's easy to take out. It's more difficult to locate it, and for me it was pretty difficult to locate it. Apparently he cut one end and he spent 30 minutes trying to locate it and get it out. It did not work, and then he said, screw it, we're gonna do the other end, and it came out after like 2 tries. So it was not comfortable. I'm not going to say that it's comfortable. Obviously the local anesthetic hurts when you get it, and then you feel the slicing, which feels really weird, but it doesn't really hurt, and you can feel them poking around. What's bad is you only get anesthetic on one end of it, which means that when he is like pushing on the other end of the rod, you feel this, and this hurts. So I was a bit in tears at some of the way. So right now I have 2 incisions in my arms. Well, incision sounds a bit rough. It's only like 5 millimeters at the most. It's nothing that big. I'm gonna show you, but it looks a lot worse than it actually is. So these are the incisions. This is the first one that he made, which is the one that didn't succeed. It's the one that bled the most. And then this one is the second one where it did succeed, and we did get the implant taken out. Now I'm gonna wear these bandages for 10 days, I think, and then I am gonna get, they should be healed up, but I'm obviously gonna change the bandages, not these bandages for 10 days, but I'm gonna have to wear bandages for 10 days. So there are gonna be some side effects to this, as any other birth control, any other hormones. I, for example, gained like 20 pounds, quite a lot, and still haven't lost everything, but that's just what's to be expected with birth control. This experience with me about having problems getting it taken out, he said as well, it was a bit extreme. He's never had that happen before, so, you know, while I was laying there and in pain, it wasn't that much pain, but it was just very, very, very uncomfortable. I think you need to be careful about it, because it is kind of rough, because you obviously have a foreign object put in you and you have to get it surgically taken out, and that does seem a bit extreme to some. I think that if you're in England, you should definitely try it out. It is a very good experience for me, and I know that a lot of other people have had really good experiences with it. All my friends have, and it is something where if you get it taken out, 2 weeks later you'll be able to get pregnant again. So if you find someone and you want to be pregnant, you know, the issue can be solved really quickly. And I don't want anybody to be scared, because obviously process of getting it put in and taken out is not fun. It's definitely not fun, but it didn't hurt as much as I thought. The getting it taken out process is worse than the putting in. I'm gonna say that. And the only reason why I think that is because my case was a bit more difficult. So overall, I was really happy with my experience with the implant. I haven't had any problems with it. I would recommend it to try to people, but I also think that you need to know which kind of hormones you react to, like which hormones are in your birth control or any other things, so that you're sure that you're going to react well to the implant. So I hope that somebody could use this video. I did it because when I wanted to get the implant, I didn't really know anybody that had the implant before, and I just really felt insecure about what to do, and I didn't know if it was a good idea. So I hope that this helps somebody that needs help. And please let me know if you've had the implant or you're thinking about it, even you guys, because I probably think you will. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.